Here's the top 6 Nintendo Switch games for kids under $60 starting right now. Coming up first, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Super Mario Bros. Wonders allows you to play with a bevy of different classical characters like these. Amazing gameplay. Here we are at one of the most classic types of gameplay when you're trying to get at Bowser in one of Bowser's classic maps where you're fighting all the Ghost Goombas, the Koopas. You have your traditional checkpoint location. You have your traditional jump on the Koopas like so. And while the gameplay is majority 2D, there's a various 3D concepts. So you're never going to be bored and always captivated by the graphics. So to juxtapose the more serious undertones of those classic Bowser maps, we also have really fun up-tempo maps like this one where you're essentially racing the Wriggler, keeps the kids engaged. My daughter's only 7 years old and she has already caught on to how to play this game, really easy to learn. And best of all, there's just hours of gameplay. There's lots of maps, so you and your family will be able to spend time together with hours on end.
Alright, so this is a review of Super Mario World 3D World. Super Mario 3D World, plus Bowser's Fury. So, one thing I was confused about, it is 2 separate games, 1 cassette, right? But it's 2 separate games. Really cool, really fun package. The Super Mario 3D World is really meant for multiplayer, so more than 1 player. Whereas Bowser's Fury is, you can play 2-player, but it's really meant as a role player, and then you can be Mini Bowser, the secondary player, but you're very limited in functionality. But here on the 3D World version, or part of the game, you have full capabilities of whoever's playing. So I'll show you here. Okay, so we're here at the game. We're gonna go ahead and just resume the game that we were playing. And like I said, you join here, we're Mario. So we can choose all these different worlds, right? We're at World 4. We can go to the map here and select another world. So you'd start at World 1. And essentially you're gonna go through all the different kind of maps on here. So you can go to this very first map, second map, third map, and so on and so forth. And I'll just play a quick intro on one of the games. So the very first map, I'll show you how it's done. Really fun game, especially I have a 7-year-old. So if you're looking for a game for a 7-year-old, this was a crazy hit. And I have a daughter, so she was able to select Peach, Rosalina. So there's girl characters as well as boy characters. Now essentially you're Mario here. Right now he has a specialty. We can get over here and get a cat. And the cat, you can essentially hit whoever. Let's see, the really cool thing about the cat one is you can essentially climb dang near anything, right? So really cool feature that they have here. You can be cat and just kind of climb your way up to a lot of things that you can't reach had you not been a cat. So anyways, you see those 3 stars. The goal is to really get those 3 green stars. You can still beat the map. You can beat the map, but to really quote unquote win the level, you need to find all 3 stars. And these stars can be hard to get and what have you. So anyways, I would totally recommend this for anyone 8 years old or just kind of starting out. So anyways, me and my daughter did beat this game in just essentially 3 weeks because it's so fun. Now we haven't got all the stars yet. That part is difficult. But overall, just a crazy, it really is nostalgic because it brings about like Super Mario 64 and how you play different sort of maps and you jump into them. Just like this one where you're able to be Mario, you're multiplayer, which is different from Super Mario 64. But you're essentially going to be a character and kind of rummage through the map in this 3D element and try to get all the stars and ultimately beat Bowser. So overall, value is great for the hours of gameplay that you receive on here and just the variation of different games and maps that you get. Very creative on how they made this setup here. So overall, product easily 10 out of 10. One of our best purchases for our Nintendo. All right, so this is a review of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. All right, so if you played anything like the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube Super Smash Bros., like Super Smash Bros. 64, Super Smash Bros. Melee, this is easily our best and most favorite game because it's multiplayer. It includes so many characters that every person in the family will have a player to select. So let me go over the 3 main things, right? It's gonna be your classic mode, your Smash mode, spirit mode. Classic mode is essentially RPG. You have 1 player you're playing against in their own respective adventure classic mode. Smash modes, you're gonna play multiplayer. You can play tournament mode against, free-for-all, versus, and spirit mode is their own kind of adventure mode where you start with, I believe you start with Kirby, and you kind of gather all the spirits that have been taken by Master Hand. So that's kind of their storyline of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate here. So let me go through those three main ones. So games and more, this is classic mode. So let's go to classic mode. And right here, you can choose any of these players. You have to unlock a lot of them. And then they get to go through their respective map and essentially the sequence of players that they will be fighting. Each player you select will have their own respective series of players they play on based on their the difficulty that you select. So if you look over here with a little ribbon on the top left, that means I've beaten classic mode with these respective players. All right, so let's go over to Smash mode. So you go Smash mode, you can do a tournament, and you can do special Smash. So we'll go to Smash mode. All right, so just a bevy of maps that you can select. This is very different from Super Smash Bros. 64 and Super Smash Bros. Melee. We'll pick our classic mode, which is like Hyrule Temple. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick Mario here. Start. All right, so we're fighting Luigi. And so Mario spawns, Luigi spawns. And as you can see here, you have your just classic jumps for Mario. Now, each player has their own like special power. So I think Mario's, if you have their up B, you have the coin thing that he does. And then you also have your throw. Oops. So just gonna play here for a second so you can get a good feel out of what's going on here. You have your classic power up to shot. All right. And then you can, All right, so overall, just great gameplay. You can never go wrong with Super Smash Bros. Series. Each one I've played is just bar to none, to be honest with you. These are my absolute favorite games as far as just straight fighting games. So I usually play with Fox, Captain Falcon, like one of those speedy characters. I started off playing with Mario. So as far as level of interest, my daughter is 7 years old and she already really prefers Super Smash Brothers. She likes to play with Kirby because that's her favorite character. Hours of gameplay. I mean, there's classic mode, there's the spirit mode, and then you can just play head to head. You can play online as well if that's something that you're interested in. So overall, the value and just the 3D graphics and everything else, easily 10 out of 10. So overall, I do recommend this product very much so.
Welcome to Mario Party, a classic game now for the Nintendo Switch. Amazing graphics. Just look how beautiful they've done with this game. So we start out every game by rolling a dice to see who goes first, second, third, and fourth. So naturally, up to 4 people can play. You and your whole family can play, or you can play online. You're trying to get that star at the end of the game here. So they've shown where it is on the map, and you are going to roll the dice and get closer and closer to that star. Now, the star does require a certain amount of coins, so essentially you're going to be playing these mini games and landing on the correct spaces to accumulate the correct amount of coins you want to purchase that star. You can land on various different spaces like this one where you just get so lucky and win some more coins. Excellent. But there's also some pitfalls if you land on the incorrect space as well, and we'll get to those parts as well. Firstly, I wanted to show you at the end of every single round, there is a mini game, and it's various types of mini games. But firstly, let's show you the first kind of mini game. Okay, this mini game is essentially a free-for-all. Everyone is on their own, and there's just a bevy of different mini games, perfect for any sort of age range you have in your family. My daughter was playing this when she was 6 years old, and she was already accustomed to the different types of mini games. So this one's fairly easy, right? You're tracing around this boo. And this is how simple most of the games are, the mini games that is. Now, some are a little more difficult than this one, but despite that, any age range will have fun playing any of these mini games. So once a mini game is completed after every round, it now establishes who's in first, second, third, and fourth. And then we move on to the next round where each of the individual players will then roll the dice again and try their best to accumulate coins while getting closer and closer to that star. Now, everything isn't all rainbow and sunshine. Some of these event spaces do lead you to a Bowser space where there are negative effects, right? Bowser's still here. Bowser's still trying to take your coins and make you have a difficult time. So in this situation right here, you got to give up 15 coins to Bowser. It is what it is. But it's just another reason why this game is so exciting. You never know what's going to happen after each round. Again, at the end of every round, there's a mini game, and this one is a 1 vs 3. Again, there's variations in all these games. So in 1 vs 3, there's one person versus the 3 other players. So in this game, Rosalina puppeteering this game with Mario, Donkey Kong, and Birdo trying to evade getting hit and ultimately losing. So in this specific game in particular, they lose. Rosalina ends up being victorious, and so as a result, she gets the coins at the end of this round. So end of the mini game, places are reestablished, and you start over in the rounds. Endless fun for the whole game. Highly recommend this game. This is a Kirby game perfect for the family and kids. So me and my 7-year-old daughter play this game. Just amazing graphics in this game and just hours and hours of endless gameplay. Essentially, you can play by yourself as Kirby, or you can play multiplayer, choosing, in this section right here, I have chosen Meta Knight as the second player. And essentially, you're going to go from left to right, trying to get to the end of the stage. The excitement never ends, as there's various bosses throughout the game and various different kind of challenges that you're trying to overcome throughout the game. Just indicative of just the great plot line that this Kirby game has. So whether you have a Kirby fan in your family, or you're just trying to find the best Nintendo Switch game, look no further than this Kirby game. It'll take you a really long time to beat, which means endless hours of gameplay, amazing graphics to captivate you or a young one, and very easy to learn and grasp how to beat the game. So I highly recommend this product for the Nintendo Switch. If you're looking for a family fun game, look no further than this Kirby game. Just magnificent graphics, really brings out the 3D feel as you play multiplayer with Kirby using his powers like the sucking power that he does right here, as well as playing as Waddle Dee as the second player, and he's not limited. So full co-op mode is a function of this game, and it's not just fighting people. You also have these interesting challenges like Kirby right here turning into a car, and at the end of the day, this game is all about saving the Waddle Dees. That is the plot line of this game, and they do a really good job bringing everything together. Plenty of hours of gameplay. Me and my 7-year-old daughter took probably about a month to really beat this game. And as you can see, these are all the maps, right, that you can play. You're trying to save the Waddle Dees in all the maps, and there's a really good plot line as well to the story. If you have kids who are new to the Kirby franchise, this is a great game to introduce them. They'll have endless fun playing Waddle Dee or Kirby, going through all these maps. So I highly recommend this product. Beautiful graphics, best game of Nintendo.